my dear Leos. This is your love and spirituality reading for the month of November 2018 with me, Queen of Cups Tarot. We are entering into Scorpio season, so wish all Scorpios out there that you know a happy birthday. I read for the signs in order of most liked videos, so remember to hit the thumbs up button for your sign. You can see the order I read in this time around at the community section of my channel. And thank you all for liking, watching, commenting, donating and subscribing to my channel. I'm so grateful for all of your appreciation. This reading can go both ways, so if I tell you that you are feeling or acting in a certain way, it can be in the reverse, that the person you are dealing with is feeling and acting in that way. The energy is the same, it's just different castings to the different roles by the universe. These messages is for the people who watch this, and if you cross-watch for another sign and recognize yourself as the main person in the reading, just trust your own intuition and you will get the message you need. For this reading, I used the Druidcraft Tarot by Philip and Stephanie Cargome and illustrated by Will Worthington. Now we'll start shuffling your cards. So, my dear Leos, when I open your deck here, I see Ace of Swords and Seven of Pentacles. So, Ace of Swords is a determination. It's like having made up your mind and having an arrow pointing towards your goal. It's a rather sharp card, Ace of Swords. It's not much for compromises. It's like you have a mission and you are ready to sacrifice both blood, sweat and tears to get to wherever you want to go. With the Seven of Pentacles, it kind of issued that it needs patience for you to reach this goal, that it won't happen overnight. It won't be like a miracle thing where everything just magically turns over edge and become the way that you want it to. It's going to take hard work and a lot of patience to reach to this goal, but it's going to be worth it in the end. All the quest with the Ace of Swords is usually worth it. At least you will get the spiritual knowledge that you sought for. We have a hawk there in the distance flying over, so it's like you have a hawk eye perspective on this, and you also need to equip yourself with patience. Okay, so I call the divine with love and light, and here we see the Prince of Cups with the Ace of Swords. So Prince of Cups is a very charming, dreamy individual that might have very very vivid dreams of what they want, and they think that life is kind of simple and positive, and they have this positive outlook that if they just come and offer something, everything will be all right. Everything will be all right. I think that's a song, but because I hear some tune, but I don't know exactly what it is. But everything will be all right. It sounds like a very common sentence, but I will write it down anyway. Will be all right. Okay. Here, the Prince of Cups is usually a gift of some sort. It can come in various situations. For example, when someone is wooing you, that's the most common, of course, Prince of Cups. It might be someone coming with a message to you, and they might have very high expectation what will happen from the outlook of this message. But with the Seven of Cups coins, we saw that there's going to have to take a lot of time and effort to make this happening. But with the Prince of Cups has very positive outlook on this and thinks that it will be easily fixed. And sometimes it's these kind of gifts that actually gives you a sense of miracle. It can be getting back money on your taxes, or getting a raise of money on your salary, or it can be someone doing something really nice for you or helping you in a way that you never thought that this would happen. It's like a little bit amazing. It's a little bit like stepping into a dream world where things are actually playing out just fine without the ironic touch of the universe where you need to be sharp like this hawk and have full control. This is actually a little bit more blissful and dreamy energy. So sometimes miracles do happen. So it might be that Leos have a very like you have become a little bit, not bitter per se, but it's like you don't expect much. It's what I'm feeling. But here it comes in an energy that says maybe you should expect more. Maybe things are going to be more miraculous than what you think. So I called for archangels in the four corners of the world. And here we have a Prince of Wands. So it's an awful lot of princes coming here with messages or wants to maybe sees you as a mission, or you have different missions. But the Prince of Wands is Sagittarius. Prince of Pentacles is usually Pisces, might be a Scorpio or a Cancer. This can be Sagittarius, Leo, another Leo maybe, or an Aries. But Knight's energy is very quickly moving energy. It's young energy, enthusiastic energy. People that think that they can move mountains and that life was kind of made for them. So it's again this positive, very positive outlook on life. And if the Mohammed won't come to the mountain needs to go to Mohammed. So it's kind of like their conviction of how things can be. So it's almost the thing between children and adult, where there's this world where everything can happen, and you still have the child's imagination, but you also have the strength of a young person. So you feel like you can move mountains. But the Ace of Swords is a very sober energy, so it's a little bit contradiction to this. So it might be that you see people come and go with different, ideas of how things are going to be, and you just stand there very stoic. It's what I'm feeling. It's like you're not particularly enthusiastic about all this. Okay. So I call the 6 elements Earth, and we have the Hermit there. That's Virgo. So it's talking about, this is feeling more like this energy of you, Leo. Maybe you feel a little bit like a watcher of the show. So you're not really engaging because it's like you have seen it all before. So you're not particularly engaged or enthusiastic. You are more like having this hawk's point of view and just seeing, okay, we will see where this goes. It's not it's not really like you're participating. So earth, wind, fire, water, spirit, and ether to join us here today and to give us a clear view reading for my beautiful Leo viewers. So here we have a Prince of Cups. So that gives you some kind of hope. There's some kind of spark still within you, which people can approach. So the Princess of Cups is a beautiful energy of this vulnerability, and it might be what I'm feeling with this vulnerability is that it is actually your core. It's every person's core, but this might be how you have operated in the past. And the Hermit and the Ace of Swords is kind of a new approach that you have right now. But this Princess of Cups is always there, and it might be what you are protecting so stubbornly with your sword. Okay. So where were I? I want my dear Leos to have love in their lives and to find themselves in loving relationships. I also want you to have creative success. 8 of Wands. So now you have had the classical cards for like a person will come and approach you or flirt with you, or maybe you will do this towards them. It can be in the reverse also, that it's your counterpart that's a little bit distant and you are very enthusiastic, because now you have had both very passionate princes, and you have had Page of Cups, and now also the 8 of Wands. So it might be that someone enthusiastic want to come and engage with you. It might also be apologies sometimes. 8 of Wands is like clearing the air, fixing things. So it might be like a Pisces maybe, or a Sagittarius, or any sign that wants to make something happen together with you. Okay, and it doesn't have to be exactly these signs, but they have this kind of energy, this enthusiastic energy. So someone might be dreaming about you, thinking about you a lot, or you might be doing this thinking about someone a lot or wants to approach them or communicate with them. So I want you to have creative success and to be able to walk on your highest path towards your highest destiny. So for my dear Leos, this November 2018, see what's going on. Okay, so I will just tune in for a few seconds to your energy, Leo, and to the reading for November. Okay. So, okay, my dear Leos, this is your future, and this is your now, and this is your past. So the past might be the whole summer, or just October, September, or your whole life sometimes. So we have the Six of Cups here. So Six of Cups is a beautiful energy of reconciliation and like looking back in the past, or asking for forgiveness, or trying to make amends, or being very nostalgic about something in the past. It might also include second chances, or people coming together trying to make something work that maybe didn't work before. So it's very beautiful card of how love is binding people together, even sometimes when they're far apart, and also how strong bonds we can have also to childhood memories, smells, places, maybe our childhood home, things like this. So some people are very nostalgic in that way and can feel very drawn to the past, okay? And this is in the now, and we have justice. So the Six of Cups is second chances, and justice can be forgiveness, or the need for forgiving something to be able to move on. The justice is like doorways. It's like a karmic solution is needed, or a solution is needed to a karma, where we need to pay our debts to be able to move on. So we might need to ask for forgiveness, or someone needs to ask us for forgiveness. Justice is also Libra, so some of you might be dealing with an air sign person. Six of Cups is Cancer. And we see the owl here, so it needs a very wise decision. It needs to be taken here to kind of release some kind of old energy, or to get a second chance of making something in the way that it should have been all along, if people would have been without shadows and without patterns and without projections and fears and everything. So it's like we try again. We see if we can make it work again. Justice can sometimes be legal actions also being taken towards you, or you taking legal actions towards someone. So it's a rather harsh card, much like the Ace of Swords. It's about truth and honor, and it doesn't involve so much human feelings. So it feels like someone in this equation have a very not so particularly positive outlook on things, but actually judging the situation pretty harshly. Okay. So, and this is the future, and in the future we have a Six of Swords, and obviously a Three of Wands wants to show their face as well. So Six of Swords is the combination between head and heart, so that seems to be what's needed to make this this situation, relationship move forward, that we need to combine head and heart and let both have equal saying, so that we can get the show on the road and like get the kind of future that we want and we dreamt of. So this is kind of the Seven of Pentacles, and now it's summer and it's ready to take a decision or move this situation along. We can't procrastinate anymore, or we can't stay in this bitter and judgmental phase and just see life pass along. So it's about maybe inviting a little bit more heart energy into your life. So Leo is all about the heart, and often if Leo get health issues, it might be evolving around the heart. So you're usually very big-hearted and enthusiastic and all of this, but in this case it feels like it's the other way around. So maybe you have learned your lesson and not wanting to exploit your heart towards just whomever anymore. So you're not going to let other people use your enthusiasm. Maybe you want to see some enthusiasm also from other people, showing that they want to make an effort, and that maybe they want to fight for you as well. So it can be a romantic situation where you want someone to show that they care about you, because you are not going to show that anymore with these cold cards that came. And it might also be that you have given your all to a project or to some people, maybe to your family or to your work, and it's like it hasn't really paid off with the 7 of Pentacles that we saw. So you're not happy with the outcome, and now you're more bitter and harsh. But the bitter harshness needs to yield a little bit, because maybe the pendulum movement has been, first you were very enthusiastic and loving, and then cold and harsh. So maybe it needs to be somewhere in the middle. You have learned a new tool to also be cold and maybe judging and seeing a situation for what it is. But maybe you need a little bit the dreamy energy and the hopeful energy as well, so that can be balance. What we saw here with the balanced scales there with the Justice card. Okay, so I will pause a little bit and see if I can do something about I think the lens is a little bit smudgy, or it's the lighting in here, but I pause for a few seconds. Maybe that made a difference, maybe not. Okay, so this is your past, and we have the 8 of Wands here together with the 6 of Cups. So it seems like some kind of reconciliation have happened here, where someone enthusiastically maybe reached out, or you enthusiastically reach out to someone, and you were nostalgic about the situation, you missed someone, and you try to fix the situation with clear communication and a positive attitude. Okay, so it's a beautiful willingness here to make amends, or to fix something, or to create an opportunity of second chances. So very beautiful. And here we have a Prince of Cups. So it seems like you actually received this energy, or the person that you gave it to received it well. With the Prince of Cups, Princess of Cups is a very beautiful energy of openness and pure-heartedness, like a pure intuition, or a pure intention, we can say. Someone that has a pure intention of the heart. So it seems like this approach actually landed very well in beautiful soil that was fertile with water from this beautiful stream. So it seems like it would have gone very well. Like this was a chance, a miracle, something beautiful that was happening, and that there was mutual interest, and both people wanted the best outcome for the situation. So it doesn't seem like there was one person trying to reach out and the other one was stone cold. It doesn't look like that. And then we have this 4 of Swords, the stone coldness. So for some of you, it might have been like that, or something that happened made you like this. Or with the 4 of Swords, it's connected to the Emperor card. So it's a very protective card. It's like a person that have decided that this is my area and I own this, and you have nothing to do on my land, and I might come and take your land. So it feels very protective towards both these cards have trees in them. So it might be the same person having 2 very different attitudes. So it's much this what I was talking about with this pendulum movement, the Leo's big heart, and this new what you have taught yourself to be maybe more protective towards yourself, and having boundaries, and not engaging if someone else isn't really putting in the effort. You don't do it either. 4 of Swords is, again, it's Libra, so it's about peace and equality, trying to make situations equal. And 4 of Swords is also a card of, it's like truth. It's when 2 warrior tribes lay down their arms. It's not about peace, but it's about at least not fighting. So something happened here between the Princess of Cups and 4 of Swords that I can't really see, but it seems like we can see this 6 of Cups here and the 8 of Wands. It kind of focused on the past, So it might be that someone wanted to resurrect the situation from the past, and even though you might have been intrigued, or the person that you were reaching out to were intrigued by this, they were not happy. Maybe they don't see the past as such a nostalgic moment. The heart is on the right place, but they don't want to relive something that wasn't particularly positive from their end. Okay, or it might be someone just acting cold in the situation without really being cold. The truth is probably Prince of Cups, and the Four of Swords is in this case the lie. That, but it might be a lie that we tell because we want to be protected. Or Four of Swords is also, it's kind of truth, or a diplomatic kind of truth. So there might have been some peace negotiation that ended in this, like a little bit of nothingness. With the Four of Swords, nothing is really happening. No one is really talking. There's no forward movements. There's no solutions. It's just like, okay, we agree to disagree, and that's that. So I don't see a fruition coming from this reconciliation. It's more, something wasn't fulfilling, or something wasn't, it was like almost the answer to your prayers or to that person's prayer, but not really. So it wasn't, it was probably an offer denied. Even if they didn't, you or they didn't want to deny it, they did so out of logic. Okay. So a little bit dry, high and dry, but what can we do? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, then that's on me. Okay. So maybe this person didn't want to be fooled more than once. Okay. And here we have the Two of Wands. So the Four of Swords and the Two of Wands, it seems like it's a stalemate, like nothing is happening in this situation. The Two of Wands, we also have the Justice card. Justice is number 11. 1 + 1 is 2. So this might be some person that have decided upon something and are not going to accept any kind of compromise. Yes, now I see the Two of Cups here, but the Three of Wands, it's when you get what you want, sometimes this needs some kind of negotiation or compromise, but you can't compromise about the like most important things. And here it's a person standing up for those most important things, that there can't be a new beginning, or it can't be like I can't move on into the future without this piece that is missing. So I'm not going to give in to this without my my terms are being met. So there's someone being very stubborn here. Two of Wands, and it might be you, since it's fire here, but it's not sure. It can be either way. It can go both ways here. But someone is not happy with the terms of this negotiation, and is kind of saying no to it. So it's no forward movement. They're still waiting for like a better ship to come in, or a better offer from whomever. Okay, so it might be someone giving you like a job offer, and you feel intrigued, but you don't take it. You're waiting for a new offer. Okay, so kind of like that. And here we have a Prince of Cups. So it seems like it comes in a new offer in November. We have Prince of Cups and Princess of Cups. So I think people are on the right terms. It might have been also that the person that came in here, maybe all this is about the person that made the approach, and they had the best intention, but they weren't showing it. So here they need to step up their game and show a little bit more on what they have on their hands. They can't just play it cool, because that won't so you catch more flies with honey. So maybe they weren't spreading enough honey here to get you to take the bait. It might be this as well. Okay, and the next card is the Fool. So the Fool is a very beautiful card of positive thinking and positive attitudes, and kind of, okay, so we go for it. That's a yes to that. So Princess of Cups and the Fool is it's both children, and they are both open-hearted and positive. So it seems like this energy will win in the end. Maybe someone will try once again to make an approach or to make this project, whatever, maybe an old project or something from the past working, taking out the old drawers and having a new go of it. Or someone will approach this naysayer with more enthusiasm and maybe even get them to become enthusiastic, maybe get them to actually, okay, so because this is two people meeting, and one is like almost going over the cliff here, and the other one is waiting maybe downstreams with a cup here. So it seems like mutual energies like meeting up and doing the thing. But before we had the Four of Swords, and the Fool is kind of a big transformation. So maybe it needed some kind of magical words here to make this happen, because it's like it was already dormant, like the person wanted to say yes maybe, but the right kind of offer didn't come. So it needed to be the right kind of offer, and it was very important or very crucial that the offer was the correct one. This is what I'm feeling with both the Justice and Two of Wands and Four of Swords. Okay, so a second attempt. Maybe we can have a go of it. Second try. See if this can work. Maybe there's coming in a better offer for you that you actually can accept. So that was in the now, and here is the future. And there we see the Nine of Swords. So Eight of Wands, Two of Wands, Nine of Swords. It seems, unfortunately, like the offer that you will get, or yes, we say this, that I will keep one kind of perspective and you can choose which is yours. That this offer that will come will actually make you disappointed. And that was probably what you already knew here, so that's why you didn't take it. But since the offer was increased, maybe you got more money or a better agreement, and you said yes. But with the Nine of Swords here, it doesn't seem like it will actually make you happy. So there's something here that's like the issue is the same. The problem isn't solved. It's the same problem as it has been always, and maybe that made this situation break down somewhere here, so the reconciliation or the new attempt was necessary. So the foundation issue doesn't seem to be solved, okay? The Nine of Swords is called cruelty in the Tarot. So it's about either a person being cruel towards you, you being cruel towards them, like torture kind of cruel. It might be someone that's gaslighting you, or like not looking out for your needs, but actually just wants to abuse you and or use you. Or it can be also cruelty towards oneself, that we have maybe we have very bad memories from the past, and we get so fearful as soon as we get into this situation that actually breeds prosperity. We get so scared that we might self-destruct also and become very fearful of the future. Maybe the future isn't going to be that bad, but the fear is kind of taking the whole situation over. So it seems like there will be some kind of disappointment, and exactly the disappointment that this person anticipated here. When they actually said yes, the old fear or the old pain or the old situation came back and haunted us, okay? So, and then we have a Prince of Wands. So again, with these passionate princes, Prince of Cups, Prince of Wands, maybe they came for you when I shuffled, or maybe it came for some other sign, Cancer, maybe, I don't know. Okay, but anyway, these are the two most passionate princes, okay? Fire and water. So I don't know exactly, I don't feel really safe with this Prince of Wands, Sagittarius, Leo, or Aries energy. So it might be that you will have to fight for your sanity, or fight for your right to have inner peace. Maybe things will go exactly as you thought they would go, and you will have to kind of fight back or try to improve the situation with your own force. It might also be that this person that came here as a Prince of Cups, they actually didn't have the best intentions, even if they might have. So from a heart level, from another level, it might be that they want to use you for their own purposes. Okay, so Prince of Wands is like a bumblebee going from flower to flower, can't really stick to anything. It's an arrow pointing energy, so it's forward moving and wants new exciting things happening all the time. So it can be like a player kind of person also. It can be a situation where someone is offering you something creative or romantically is not maybe exactly what it seems, and you knew it, but anyway you said yes, and then this situation appears where everything comes to an edge, and it's either winning or losing. Like either you fix this time and you get it right, both the one that's offering and the ones that's offered, get it right by maybe not falling into fear, but also not falling into selfish behavior. So finding some kind of middle also there with the pendulum movements. Is one is very scared and the other one is very selfish, of course it's going to be a disaster. There needs to be a person that's brave and a person that's not selfish, and then you can fix the situation. If you don't have these personality qualities, the situation will probably repeat itself with the same kind of dramatic outcome, or negative energies will come to surface again to be renegotiated. But here's an Ace of Pentacles, so it says that this is a chance. Okay, you have both the Fool and Ace of Pentacles, so it's a chance and it's a new beginning. It might be that there's two suitors here, and even though I feel a little bit fearful with the Prince of Wands here, because it might be that you are nostalgic about the past, so the new person will be something scary. But this new person is an opportunity, but the opportunity will be to deal with the old issues. So the old issues won't magically disappear. They're still going to have to be worked through. Either this is a new person or an old person. They are going to have to be fixed no matter what. But so one person that's very fearful needs to be more brave, and the person that's maybe in it all for themselves needs to be less selfish and also think about the other person's happiness and not just their own. So Six of Swords is like going over the river Styx to meet your maker. So it's a little bit of a near-death experience, but it's like this kind of experience that gives you the epiphany. So you see something that you didn't see before, and maybe a solution that you weren't able to see before. So I'm thinking this situation is very educational for you, and there might come solutions to this. In the same time as the problem come, also the solution will show itself, and you will find a way to go through this situation and find like some prosperous outcome from it, actually taking the chance. The Six of Cups is second chances, and here is a chance. So the whole situation includes some kind of chance to fix something that was once broken, but unfortunately it's still broken. And people needs to put in the work and effort to fix it. It can't be this like this energy that's just enthusiastic for a day, and then they need to be like work for the long haul, like real investments. And here it looks like a bunch of young people or children or immature people that's trying to fix this, and they kind of don't have the wisdom that it will take to actually get this take this chance or make something prosperous out of it. I will actually read the Nine of Swords card to help you a little bit with what that can be. The Nine of Swords. I'm thinking it's this with the Seven of Pentacles thing. The thing that has seemed unsolvable for a long period of time is still like not solved. It's not going to be solved by any miracle. It's going to have to be solved by people kind of reaching into sides of their personality that they haven't really used before. Okay. Finding this card in a reading signifies mental anguish and suffering. It refers to those very dark periods in our lives when we experience the deepest sorrow. These times almost always involve relationships and our feelings of love, and so this card may indicate the torment we go through when a love affair or marriage ends, or when we suffer bereavement or are separated in some way from our partner. The card refers not so much to the event itself, but to our experience of it, to this dark night of the soul that we find ourselves in. We may suffer from insomnia or nightmares or finding ourselves unable to think clearly or to shake off fear and anxiety. Our sense of isolation or solitude may be intense, and we might find it impossible to gain any sense of hope. Despite these feelings, there is light at the end of the tunnel. 9 signifies intensity but also completion, just as the rigorous of winter, like with the 7 of Pentacles, it was winter there. They were harvesting mistletoe to try to kickstart spring or love, okay? So just as rigorous of winter give way to the light and warmth of spring, so the period you are going through will come to its natural completion, and you will enter a brighter phase of your life. Alternatively, the card may indicate the dangers of using your mental powers cruelly, like cruelty. A sharp mind can sometimes wound intentionally or unintentionally. So it might be that you are in hands of immature people. Like there's a lot of love here and a lot of passion and a lot of ideas of how things can be fixed, but no real maturity as to follow through with this fixing. So 9 of Swords can also indicate the Prince of Cups, Prince of Wands, anguish when they don't have access to you, or your anguish when you don't have access to the person that's like this with the 4 of Swords. So when we can't be close to the one we want to be close to or we love, we can feel like this and feel restlessness and an unfulfillment. But there's a big gap that needs to be, like, people needs to build on the bridge from both sides here to be able to get some kind of relief and actually being able to be close to each other again. So it can't be on one person doing all this. Maybe there's one person that kind of needs to ignite this, because since this person here is not going to do this because they have decided that this is crap and I can't accept this. So they are in a position of not moving and they are not going to do anything to fix the situation. So the person that has the ignition needs to maybe prove themselves a little bit to also overcome this other person's fear of how things is going to go south. Okay, they fear that, yes, this is for now, like you're sweet right now, but I know what's going to happen later. And so 9 of Swords can also be a great inspiration, because if a person doesn't want to lose another person, they might make a little bit of more effort if they know how sad things is going to be if we don't have our loved one at our side. So it's a chance in that too. If we know what burns us and what kind of suits us, we want to move towards the things that suit us, and we might want to put in a little bit more effort. And even if we don't have like the maturity that's required here to really succeed, we at least have the enthusiasm and the love. So that can take us a long way, and we can learn as we go. But I would prefer if there were a little bit more wisdom and maturity here. Despite we had the Hawk and the Ace of Swords and the Justice card, but in other cases it seems a little bit like a playground is. Okay. So I'm going to take a card for you from the Oracle of Angels. This was a card deck I opened yesterday, so you can see a review in my playlist, My Decks, for this. Okay, and we have application. Okay, so this is what's needed. 19, and it's kind of what I just said, that we need more wisdom in this situation, and it seems to fall upon you, Leo, to be the wise one. You have been on a quest for greater understanding. The quest is the Ace of Swords, and the greater understanding is what we obtained with the 7 of Pentacles. A lot of patience, a lot of work being put in, maybe in the midst of winter, cold, not getting like your needs met, things like this. You have been on a quest for greater understanding and knowledge for some time now. This card is an indication that the time has truly come to apply this acquired knowledge in a practical way to your real life. There will always be more to learn, but for now, focus on walking the walk. Demonstrate to yourself and those who love you what you have learned, and you'll see you come even farther than you ever imagined was possible. So it seems like the knowledge might be there. Maybe you just don't know it. Maybe you still feel like a child and totally like a beginner on this situation, and you fear like either you or the other person or the people involved in this situation have the tools to make this happen, that everyone is too immature and everyone is like too up in the blue, or it's not going to work. But it seems like actually the knowledge is there. There might have been miracles happening. People might have been more educated. They know maybe now what's worth something and how it feels to not have it. So maybe there has been some kind of wisdom gained here. The laws of universal love takes root in my life. This is a prayer for you. I now apply everything I have learned during my spiritual quest. The knowledge of the mind will be transformed into life knowledge. I radiate love at all times. Light transform my heart and my thoughts. So I think the situation is better than you think, and but that you have a very suspicious mind in this matter. So you don't believe in this particularly much, but maybe life will surprise you this time with some totally new beginning. Maybe you will be able to go to this door because people have actually learned the thing you fear that they haven't learned. So, my dear Leos, that was a little bit of a surprise, but interesting. It seems like you won't have a boring time after all. This fall seems to be time of ignition or many meetings, inspiring meetings that might scare the living hell out of you, but they actually contain some kind of chance for a beautiful new beginning where you can practice what you have learned up till now. Okay. So, my dear Leos, I want you to take really good care, and I also want you to welcome you back to my December reading that I will perform in the middle of November. So, until then, live a prosperous life. Okay, bye-bye.